Hey guys, welcome back to Just for Boosters. Today I'm coming at you guys with my 500 subscriber special, so I'm pretty excited about that. I'm gonna start with a little introduction story before I get into the actual video, because a lot of people might not know that before I was the BA guy, I was basically the Infernoid guy. Imagine me traveling through literally every YCS event in Europe just to bubble or lose in the second to last round, playing my Infernoid strategy in a format where something like Spiral with Helix was tier 0, spamming triple firewall. I was just trying to resolve Void Imagination. Ever since the release of the deck, I really loved the deck. I actually played the deck before Decathlon was the normal summon, and your normal summons were basically Card Trooper and Raiden. And then Decathlon was released, which of course boosted the deck quite a bit, and then later Untus boosted it even more. You'll see why in a second. But yeah, the 500 subscriber special, in particular because I want to do something for my favorite monster with 500 attack points. You get it, which is Decathlon. So yeah. Basically, I'm gonna start this video by just showing you the deck I made for the December 2020 format and forwards, and then I'm gonna show you guys a couple of replays against some meta decks, and then against one pretty funny deck I ran into while playing ranked with this deck actually, which is kind of funny, like you'll see in a minute. But yeah, I decided to go and play going second Dogmatica Infernoid. This is the list I ended up with eventually. So just going through it really quickly, I'm playing triple Ecclesia. As you'll see, the only target I'm playing for Ecclesia is actually Dogmatica Punishment. I was playing Fleur de Lis and Maximus before, like in the first draft of the deck, but it ended up just being too many targets for the monster gate. And they just felt unnecessary basically. So yeah, I'm just playing 3 Ecclesia. Then for the noise, I'm playing 3 Decathlon, of course, and then 1 Atondo, which is the double attacker, 2 Deviati, which negates a monster effect and destroys the back row, 1 Harmodic, which destroys a monster. I'm in particular playing this so I can out Vanity's Ruler with Decathlon. Then 1 Ununchu, which negates a spell or trap and is Dark Hole. Then Petrulia, which destroys spell or trap cards. Then one of my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh monsters, Infernoid Sidesmas, which says if it attacked a monster at the end of the battle phase, you can non-targeting banish a card. And then Sujet, which is like basically all the big Infernoids are actually bricks. You never really want to see them. But Sujet is a special kind of brick because its effects actually also not good. Basically, all the other Infernoids you just want to mill to the grave and make use of them there. But you're just playing it to resolve the Void Feast. So you can summon it from the deck with 2 Decathlon if you're unfamiliar with the strategy. Then I'm playing the one of Call by the Grave just because Lancia is super popular this format. I am playing Lair just because it makes the grind game a lot better. You'll see I'm playing a small Infernoid count. And Lair... like at some point you'll just run out of Infernoids literally and you won't be able to finish the game, but with Lair you can just tribute your opponent's monsters, so you won't be running out of steam that fast. And also the synergy with monster gates obviously just insane. Then I'm playing triple Lightning Storm for all the back row decks and L deck variants. You'll see my replays, this card is the absolute MVP of the deck. Then triple monster gates. Basically you can just run into either Decathlon or Ecclesia, so just good targets. And usually you'll wanna go like normal on Ecclesia and then monster gate into the Decathlon, or the other way around. It doesn't really matter. It's both really good. Then of course triple on the Dear Servant, the 1-for-1 to 2 throughout the Decathlon. I am playing Pot of Extravagance just because I think playing Pot of Greed in your deck if you can is pretty good. Then triple Shadow Fusion, but better Imagination. This is basically the win condition of the deck, to be honest. Allows you to foolish 6 Infernoids, and then basically that's almost always seals the game. Then triple Vanishment to search for the Void Imagination or the Void Feast, depending on the game state and whether you're going first or second. And then I'm playing double Punishment. For the side deck I'm playing triple Nibiru, triple Thermo, triple Dark Ruler for going second against combo stuff. Triple Ice Dragon's Prison. This card is really versatile and good against a lot of stuff, and also for when they make me go first, it's just really good. Then I'm playing double Void Feast to fill out the set for if my opponent makes me go first, and I'm playing one Lilith here as the last spot to also improve the going first of the deck. For the extra deck, I'm playing triple Untus, triple Tiara, no explanation needed. I'm playing the one Titaniclad, the one Omega, the Untus, and Omega Titaniclad are all cards that are really good to send with Nadir Servant, but also with the effect of Tiara. And then I'm just playing a bunch of Link stuff. I'm playing Exco Talker, the Equimax for the, which is really good with the Infernoid monsters because you can attack with it and then tribute it off with Sidesmoth or Rotondo. Then I'm playing one Doolittle Chimera. I'm playing Gravity Controller so I can link away the Tiara so I don't have to pop with Intus all the time. Then Double Nightmare, and I'm playing Alma Russian just in case I want to link off my normal summon Decathlon. So yeah, with that being said, let's just get straight into the replays. So yeah guys, for the first replay, I won the die roll and I'm gonna go second. What I forgot to mention by the way is I'm playing 42 cards since all the Infernoids are of course kind of bricks, so while I do really hate playing more than 40 cards, I think in this deck it's sort of justifiable. You'll see my hand's actually pretty insane here. Double Servant is like not the best I guess, but I do have Lightning Storm. I do have the pot to dig some deeper. I have Decathlon access, so yeah. Let's see what we're up against. Opening with Extravagance here. And yeah, so it's some Eltic variant. Adding the Golden Lord here, and then he's just gonna set 2 cards and pass turn. I'm gonna draw a Tondo here, which like it's not the best obviously, but it is a good discard for a 1-for-1. Of course, I'm gonna start off with the pot, drawing me another Lightning Storm and Punishment, so not the best draws, but let's be honest, the hand is already insane. And especially having Lightning Storm against this deck is really good. So yeah, obviously gonna Lightning Storm here. I'm gonna hit Torrential and then Conquistador, so not the best cards to hit. But the cool thing about the Inferno deck is that like it doesn't matter that much if they send all the good cards to the graveyard because like all your Infernoids are DD Crow. So yeah. Though to be honest, like he has 2 traps in grave now and I don't really have the steam to get rid of both of them most likely, but it doesn't even matter that much, since even if he does go for Sanguine next turn, I can just banish the Sanguine and shut off his engine like that. So yeah, I'm gonna start with Servant here. I'm gonna send the Titaniclad just because there's no like I could arguably I think actually Omega was banished in this game if I remember correctly. Yeah, I banished Omega with the pot, or else I could have gotten rid of both his traps, which would have been probably slightly better. But yeah, no party here. I'm just gonna go Glacia, get Punishment, then I'm going 1-for-1. No Ash luckily, so I'm gonna send the Sidesmoth here just to get extra the G-Crow effect, and in the grind game Sidesmoth is just insane. So that's also why I'm getting it. So yeah, I'm gonna attack with both. Then I'm gonna tribute the Ecclesia with my Decathlon to banish one of his traps. And then I think I'm just gonna set the Servant and end my turn. Since at this point this looks like it's probably pure Eldlik since it's playing Torrential, so yeah, this should probably be enough to not get killed, and then for the next turn I can just bring out Sidesmoth again. I have another Servant, I have another Lightning Storm, so it's looking pretty good. But he does end up crowing my Titaniclad before the end phase, so I won't be able to search another Ecclesia, but that's fine. We have Nadir Servant, and like I said, he's gonna go Sanguine. We know he has the Lord in hand. Let's take a peek at his hand just for the. So he has another pot, Skullmeister, which actually doesn't do anything at all versus this deck. Another Torrential and the Golden Lord. So let's see what he will do with those cards. Of course, he's gonna do another pot at this point. I'm like, okay, that's pretty good. Even after the Lightning Storm, he will still have a lot of cards. But like, he draws Strike, which is good, and then the Sanguine access he already has. And like, if he... It's a bit rough, right? Because if he uses the Grave effect, he can use the Summon effect, so there is really not that much profit to having 2 Sanguine here. And like, he can potentially... He could try to pop something with the Golden Lord, but then I'll just banish it with the Decatron, and then if he brings out another Golden Lord with the Sanguine, I can just run it over with Sidesmas next turn and banish something. I mean, he does have the Strike, so he could choose pretty safe with that potentially. He's just gonna actually set all his cards here, and then what makes Lightning Storm especially good in this deck is basically that I can just get rid of all the monsters on my field. As you'll see here, I'm just gonna sack off my Decatron to banish something, and then I'm gonna Lightning Storm him again. So yeah, this basically just seals the game, right? I also top decked another Decatron, which is insane. So yeah. Let's see what the next play will be. I'm gonna bring out the Sidesmas, yeah, and then probably normal summon the Decatron. Oh right, so yeah, I made a misplay here, but this was a friendly game. This was actually not rated, so I'm actually gonna summon the Atono here, because you'll see with the Atono this is gonna be exactly 5200 damage, because I'm gonna bring out the Doolittle Chimera which boosts all the fire with 500, so you'll see 19 plus 33 is exactly game. So yeah, that will be game 1. Then game 2, of course, like I actually decided for going first because I figured he would let me go first, but he actually opted to go first anyway. I kept in the Lightning Storm because, like I said, I can just get rid of all the monsters on my field anyway, and Lightning Storm is just so broken versus pure Eldritch. He opens really good, let's be honest. But is it good enough to beat... my hand, like before I draw the Venture, is a bit questionable. I have 3 bricks in hand basically, but then I have Pot and Lightning Storm, which are super broken, and I draw into this card, which is like absolutely insane, as you'll see in a moment. Yeah, of course I'm gonna start with the pot, which is fine. Gonna draw Punishment and another Deviati, not so good, but it's fine. I'm gonna storm him again, hit some pretty good back row, and now I'm just gonna Vanishment probably. Like, I could summon one of these now, but it just costs so much resources, and I don't think it's really worth it at this point. Like, I feel pretty comfortable playing the slow game with just Feast and the Punishment for defense. So yeah, he's gonna use both his traps to get double Sanguine, which is fine. Gotta top deck another Golden Lord, which is pretty good, I think. Gonna bring out the Golden Lord here. Then he's gonna swing, which is fine. Like, I'm not gonna use Feast here. Like, a lot of people seem to always just flip Feast in the standby phase, but I think, especially in a matchup like this, it's not really necessary. Like, I can just make a lot of more use out of the Infernoid cards if I bring them out in the end phase, which is what I'm gonna do. So yeah, he's gonna get access to both his golden land traps here. Then I'm gonna flip the Feast, bring out the Shadjet with double Decatron. I think I'm gonna send Anuncio and Petrulia here, so I can negate one of his traps and just pop another one to force it out. And then of course with the DD Crow from the Shadjet. And then in the end phase I'm also gonna, I think, yeah, I'm gonna Punishment, send Titanic Clad to get access to Ecclesia next turn. Pop his Golden Lord, and what's really good in this situation is because I can negate his Sanguine, both his golden land traps are actually shut off at this point. So I think he's just gonna scoop it up. Because he knows, like, if he does like Haquiro or Conquistador and then he chains the Sanguine, I would just negate the Sanguine, and then I have double DD Crow. Like, there's just no way he's gonna get back into the game like this. And then, yeah, there we go. So yeah, that's the first replay, guys. Yeah, let's go to the second one, which is also against an Eldritch variant. So yeah, I must say in this replay, actually, I'm playing a little bit of a different version of the deck than I showed at the start of this video. I was still experimenting with like the Dogmatica ratios, and I was playing Gamma in this build as well. Which I think you'll see, and you'll also see why I cut those. So yeah, I'm playing against Zoo Eldritch, as you can see here. He's opening really well. he's gonna get access to both his golden land traps, a Trident pop. Trident is really interesting against this deck basically because you want him to have an extra deck monster to make use of the Void Imagination, which is basically the Shadow Fusion, but then Trident of course just inherently gets rid of that. So that's a little bit annoying. I still think this matchup is pretty favorable though. But you'll see like engine-wise, but the Zodiac deck can play so many hand traps, it's just super annoying, you'll see in a moment. So yeah, here I'm just gonna go start with the 1-for-1 to set up my graveyard for Harmodic potentially later. I do have the Feast here, which is dead, and then yeah, I'm gonna bring out the Decatron, which is basically gonna force him to make a move, because at this point I can send either Anuncio or Deviati, which will negate his disruptions, so yeah. He is gonna up to just destroy it before it can resolve, which I think is fair, because he also has the golden land here to potentially get rid of my Imagination or even the Cyclone, if he is familiar with the deck. So yeah, I'm gonna bring out Harmodic here. He's actually gonna allow that, so I'm gonna pop the Trident, get rid of his Zoo Engine, and then I'm gonna Monster Gate, but you'll see like, if I got to another Decatron or Ecclesia, this could have been really good. But I hit Driver here, and I don't think I'm even mill any Infernoid, so there's really no way I can capitalize. Like, I could bring out Sidesmoss now, but he can just pop it with the golden land, and there's no good cards in his graveyard to banish with it if he decides to pop it, so I'm just gonna swing here. You'll see at this point the game's basically lost. Like, he has so many engine cards. And yeah, he just gets rid of all my cards basically. And then he top decks the barrage, which basically seals the game. Like, if he didn't have this, I would have attempted to play, to continue to play, actually. Even though it would have been really hard, because he could have probably banished the Sidesmoss as well with the Aquiro he gets from the Sanguine Grave if he is playing 3 of those, which he probably is. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna scoop it up at this point, yeah. So yeah, game 2, I'm gonna make him go first again. My hand's significantly better this time around. He doesn't have access to the zoo cards actually, so he's just gonna set a bunch of traps and pass. I have the Lightning Storm here, which is of course insane. So yeah, Super Plus, he brings out the Golden Lord, but my hand's actually crazy. Like, he won't be able to stop the Feast, and the Feast is just so powerful. So yeah, I'm just gonna do the set punishment set Feast again. He's gonna top deck Tanky, which is a good top deck here. But yeah, obviously the punishment can just get rid of it, and then also get rid of the Golden Lord, and then I can just Feast to bring out my Infernoid guys to banish the Golden Lord from the grave if he attempts to activate the effect, and at that point, like, he does have Bell, but I will have double the Crow effect most likely, so. Oh, I actually only have one because I drew the Sujet, so I have to bring out Sidesmoss and the Decatron. But like, it doesn't even matter. I think I'm doing Feast here first just to make sure I'm not gonna get hit by Ash, which might change my line of play with the punishment slightly. So yeah, I'm gonna send Harmodic here just to get access to more DD Crows. And then I'm gonna punishment, probably send Untus, yeah, to get rid of both his monsters. And then he's just gonna scoop it up. He sees the writing on the wall. He won't be able to come back from this. So yeah, going on to game 3, and you'll see this game's actually disgusting. He's gonna make me go first, which is smart. I do open really good. I do open Vanishment and Ecclesia, but he also opens, well, like, let's be honest, he opens even better. He has Ash, Banker Drops, and Lancia. And Lancia, of course, being probably the reason why this deck won't be able to be super competitive this format, because everybody's playing this and it just shuts down the entire Infernoid part of the deck. Luckily for me, he's gonna Ash the Ecclesia here, but which allows me to set up the Feast, which kind of gets me into the game, I guess. And then he draws another Lancia, so basically I won't be able to play for 2 turns, and you'll see that will come up. He's gonna bring out his Banker Chops and some of the Ram. I'm gonna allow it both, because basically I know he's gonna go for Zeus here, and at the end of the battle phase I don't want him to get rid of the summoned Dectrons with attacking basically. So I'm just gonna allow both the attacks, and then at the end of the battle phase I will Feast. for double Decathlon and Sajet. So that way I will be able to get rid of Zeus by sending Deviati. But I obviously don't know he has the Lancia, so that'll be a bit rough. I'm gonna send Saitsumas and Deviati here. Like, ideally I could have sent double Deviati, but I drew one, so that's not possible. Yeah, he's gonna force out the Deviati. Now I can tribute one of the other Infernoids to keep the negate alive for the Zeus, which I will do here. But yeah, it's not gonna matter in the end. He can just Zeus now, and then he still has another Zeus if he wants to, yeah, which is what he's gonna do. I will banish the Rembrandt from grave with the Saitsumas. But like basically I would have been in a, like I would even say I would have been in a really, really good position, because I have Harmodic to bait the Zeus, and with this Vanishment top deck I could have gone for Void Imagination and then just set up my entire grave, and I don't think I would have been able to come back from this. But just because I get Lancia here, like my grave is pretty stacked already, but I can't do anything. I have to Vanishment here. I want to keep this in hand for a potential Imagination, so I discard the Harmodic. Then I'm gonna force out the Zeus here, just because if I bring out the Tiara, oh right, so yeah, he's gonna do Sin Queen and then he's gonna chain the Arsenal, and that's just like, it won't be game just yet. I actually think it would have been a better line of play from him if he did it the other way around, just Zeus and then chain the Gondor, so it ends up in the grave, and then he can in his turn banish Sanguine to get one of the Golden Lands, sack off the Golden Land to summon the Golden Lord for 35, and that would be exactly game. But he's opting not to do that, but in the end it will prove irrelevant just because he has the second Lancia. Like, if he didn't have the Lancia, I'm fairly sure, like, with all the advantage I have here in the grave, I would have probably won the game, actually. Of course, depending on what a card would have been if it was a Lancia, but you'll see, like, he's just gonna swing here. And then he has two forms of disruption with the Golden Land and the Book of Money Drew. But that won't even be relevant, since he is just gonna Lancia to shut me off here. Like, I'm gonna draw this, which is really good, but yeah, he's just gonna Lancia again. Sadly, I do not draw the Gamma. If I drew Gamma, that would have been actually insane, but I do not. So yeah, that's the game there. Yep, so I scoop it up, GG. Then let's move on to the last match, which I think is the most fun one. You'll see why. So yeah, guys, this is gonna be the last match here, which is gonna be a really, really cool one. Like I said, I started playing Infernoid a really long time ago, and actually the first time I played at the premiere event was when ABC had just come out and was like one of the best decks. And you'll see here I'm playing against exactly ABC. So I'm not sure who, I can't remember who won the die roll, but he is gonna go first regardless. So yeah, I must say I'm not entirely familiar with all the combos the ABC deck can do right now with the new Union drivers and stuff. So I won't be able to commentate that perfectly on this, but you'll see this match really cool anyway. So yeah, he opens the Hunger, which is I think with the new Union support cards, it's like full combo. And you'll see his hand's actually insane, right? He has these three really good going second cards, and then he has the Hangar. But will it be good enough to beat the Inferno deck? Also, historically, Inferno obviously just has an insane matchup against ABC, and you're gonna see why in a minute. So he's gonna start with the ABC combo. Basically, I think like there is some way where doing this you can actually also get to an infinity. And he also remarked like it's his first time playing again in a while, so he probably like messed up the combo somehow. He's gonna go into Union Carrier. Imagine it's not equipping the Floodgate, it's actually doing a part of a combo in this deck. Pretty crazy. And you'll see he's just gonna turbo into the ABC Dragon Buster, basically. Set up his grave for the next turn, and then he has Nibiru, Impermanence, and Droplet. So yeah, something in defense as well, which is a little bit annoying. Thankfully he's gonna set 2, so the Lightning Storm is still gonna be really good on my part. Then I draw this, which is like my hand was already like probably the best hand you can imagine, but then I also draw this. So yeah, lucky for me, I'm gonna lightning storm the back row since the Buster is in defense anyway. Also get rid of the field spell, which is good. Then I'm gonna go for imagination. Yeah, of course I can't go for servant first because that will shut off my imagination. And then yeah, he's obviously just forced to Buster this since I mean, technically, like what could have been really cool if he did that is he could have banished his own Union Carrier and then suck off the Buster, so he doesn't have any extra deck monsters remaining, so I can't do a second banishment, but I mean he probably wants to keep it for the next turn. Because now I can just banishment for another imagination and just go super mega plus. I think this is the first time in this video we see what's basically the win condition for the deck. So at this point I can just send 6 Infernoids to bring out the Tiara. And then the Tiara effect's really good. I sent 5 different Infernoids here, 2 of the Seismos because Seismos is the true MVP against this deck. And you're gonna see we're both gonna send 3 cards from the extra deck to the graveyard, which all trigger my effects of course, and then we're also gonna mill some cards, which is actually kinda good for him, because he wants a piece in the grave, but it is what it is. So yeah, I'm just gonna send basically all the big guys and then 1 Decatron just for fodder. I'm gonna activate the first 2 effects, and I'm gonna send 2 Untus and Omega, because Omega can of course return 1 of his what's it called, pieces to the deck if I want to do so, and then Untus is gonna get rid of my Tiara and bait out his Buster, since I won't be able to link away the Tiara because of Banishment effect, which locks me into just Infernoids for the rest of the turn. So yeah, he actually mills 2 pieces, which is pretty good. And then he sends some irrelevant stuff. He does send the Nova, so I was a little bit afraid he would bring out Mechaba, but turns out he is not playing that, so yeah. And then he's gonna sack off the Buster, of course. Get back the pieces, but now you're gonna see, like... so yeah, he brings out the Infinity here, and I point out he has to summon a Fusion monster with the Nova, so that's gonna return in a sec. Yeah. So now you're gonna see why Infernoid is so insane against this deck, and it always was. I'm just gonna bring out double Seismos. You see, I'm just gonna banish literally everything. I'm just gonna swing into his guys, and then at the end of battle phase, I'm gonna be banishing 2 of his Buster Drakes. So I'm gonna swing in the Union Carrier, I think, and the C, just because I don't want him to get back B from the graveyard with the core. And then I can banish both the Buster Drakes on his field, and as you'll see in a second, I can use the DD Crow effect to banish the Buster Drake from his grave as well. And all that staying below 5 summons, so Nibiru won't ever do anything. And I think my opponent's just gonna scoop it up here, because now his entire engine is banished basically. He won't ever be able to bring out the Buster again. So yeah, that's pretty insane. Really fun in my opinion. Maybe not for him, but it does really show off why Infernoid monsters used to be so insane. So he's gonna make me start, which is clever. I'm gonna start not so good. At this point I can't exit the feast, but I do have Pot of Greed, and I do get to Vanishment. I'm pretty sure I sided in, actually I don't remember if I sided in more feasts. Apparently not. Like if you have double feast, that's insane, because you can sack off, actually, you have to send a void card from your field or hand to the graveyard. You can actually, like if you have 2 of them, you can go void feast, send Vanishment, and then with the second feast you can send the face of feast. So you bring out 6 Inferno, or 6 Infernoids, 5 Infernoids, so triple Decatron, 1 Seismos, 1 Jet. And especially against a deck like ABC, that's just game over. But so basically at this point, Feast will be my only form of defense, but his hand is not that good. He just has a bunch of pieces, and then the field spell ends getting Soldier, so it's not too bad, but like it's definitely not the best hand in the world. So yeah. At this point, I'm gonna sack off the Vanishment, so I get access to Anunchu, so I can actually I will be able to. The thing with Anunchu is it can't only activate activation of spells and trap, but also the effects of the spells and traps. So when he's gonna try to equip with Union Hanger, I'm gonna be able to negate and banish that. And I think that's exactly what's gonna happen. So yeah, I'm gonna send Saitama's and Onunchu, so another DD Crow basically, and also just really good offensive for the next turn, and the Onunchu to do what I just said. He's gonna try to equip. I'm gonna negate it by sacking off the Onunchu. I was thinking about playing around Call by the Grave here, but by tribulating the Sajet, but I figured like just keeping the double DD Crow would be slightly better. Then he's gonna go Galaxy Soldier, another Galaxy Soldier, and then on the Summon of Nova I'm gonna banish both the C's, just like, I'm not sure if he's playing triple C or double C. Like, I know some ABC lists play two, so I figure if I just sack them off and banish both his C's, maybe he won't be able to go into Buster at all. Like, I'm not sure familiar with all the plays, so that's why I can't make the perfect play basically. I'm just not familiar enough with the ABC deck. But yeah, I'm of course gonna do it before he brings out Infinity. He's just gonna go into Infinity and swing here. And now you'll see, because I once again emptied my board with the Infernoid cards, the Lightning Storm is gonna be really good. I'm gonna force the Nova here with the Lightning Storm. He is gonna negate it, just like basically it's his only interaction, right? So I get that, and then the thing is, like, he knows I have the Imagination and he doesn't have an out for that. So Imagination is just gonna seal the game here. I'm not like gonna extravagance, because I think I only had one Tiara in the extra deck. So yeah, and then when I activate Imagination, he's just gonna scoop it up. So yeah, guys, kind of long video here about about the Inferno deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it anyway. I think Inferno is really really cool, and the Inferno bonds are just, the main deck bonds are really powerful. I think probably if you can make fitting the engine into a deck, like, it can be somewhat competitive every format. Like, it won't be the best deck, but it's perfectly capable of winning like locals, maybe even topping regionals with it if you build it well enough. I'm not saying the build I showed here is like the perfect build or the end-all be-all build. It's just something I put together after testing the deck in this form for some hours, and I just think the deck is really fun, and I hope some other people will also try to play this. So yeah, guys, as always, like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I'll be back with more Yu-Gi-Oh content this week. I'm gonna do something with Evil Twin, actually, probably also a Let's Play video. And then if you guys enjoyed as well, I'm also doing Digimon content, and I'll be doing probably like a deck profile or like another live gameplay match for that as well. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and see you next time.